if you don't want it to post,
You
I
have
will.
to promise you're gonna blur me.
Yeah, pinky
Okay.
promise.
Thank
If you don't want to post it, I don't.
No, you can post it. That's okay.
Yeah. Know what I mean? Okay.
I really want a mini microphone,
You
just
want-
for no reason.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
so much good, you know.
Mm.
You have to you can film yourself and just talk about your life.
I know. I'm yeah.
Do you like to wanted to shoot your life for just for yourself?
Yeah, I would like to just to keep it like as a video diary for myself.
Yeah.
You know, like on holidays and things like that.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Yeah, first I do journaling, but then I thought sometimes it's more about fun to just document it, you know.
Yeah, I used to journal, but then I kind of got scared that people would read it. Do you know what I mean? I
What
don't
do you
know
wrote
why.
in journal?
No, nothing crazy. But I just think, you know, when you like do something and you think it's cringy and you just, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? I had the same issue when I journaled, and I had this happen that first of all I was really protected that no one should read it because I was really transparent. One time, my brother read my journal. I was so embarrassed.
You know what I do? Yeah, I make up. I have a journal. I don't write in it a lot, but sometimes if I'm like, I don't know, really sad or something, or like really angry, I'll write in it because it like makes you reflect. And so I write it in like a secret language. And so I told you I can speak German, right, and write German. So what I used to do is, like, I used to write. What's it called? Write in reverse in German and then add a few secret letters so no one can ever read it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think so. What happened with me when my brother wrote it, I felt betrayed. It's so heartbreaking. And then at that point, that was me, and I got exposed. And
But if your brother had a journal and you saw it, would you not take a sneak peek?
that's the personal integrity that I am learning. That even though if someone's journal is there, I would not read it.
I think I would. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I understand maybe sometimes if the person I'm really curious about, maybe I would as well.
Because I always.
But I'm not interested in my brother's journal.
Yeah.
But if someone.
I always think like I really wish I could see inside people's brains.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's curiosity.
Just because I do psychology as well, and like, I just find it interesting.
Yeah, it makes
Or
sense.
like what people really think of you and stuff.
Do you think that we can actually know what other people think?
I feel like you can pick up things with like body language. Like you can pick up if someone's sad or if someone's uncomfortable, but you can't really pick up what they think about you because a lot of people lie and like they're good at hiding their emotions. You know?
Yeah, I get that. You don't know what's their true side is, and
Exactly.
they just
Or like I don't know, sociopaths or psychopaths.
yeah. I mean, I never had this trouble. So I just I will just believe people, and I will obviously get fucked.
I used to be like that. I used to believe everything everyone said, and then I don't know. Now sometimes I just don't believe anyone.
I think I get that. I had this experience, and I think the best way to live is to believe people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just in a constant.
Yeah, because I think that's because I feel like you're gonna live your life very negatively.
Negative,
and also
exactly.
why shouldn't you assume the best in people
Exactly.
until they've proven
You know what happened with me? I was completely open and just trust people blindly, and a lot of people told me you're too naive. You don't know world is too complicated and everything. But I think that I don't want it to be like that. Where I just analyze, I'm clever. I can know who are you, and it's kind of puts you in a position where you are the victim and everyone is just robbing or something. It's kind of puts you in not a good situation.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think it's okay to just be open and trust people.
Yeah, plus I feel like if you've been if something like that has happened in the past and you don't trust people, it's also because maybe you were just a child and maybe people when people mature they're less, I feel like they're less deceiving. Do you know? I don't know, I don't even know if that's true, but I would hope that.
I think when people grow up, they become more deceived.
You think?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because some people got really mature and they just really grown into themselves. which is really hard in today's world because world put so much pressure to become something else. But if usually people, if they just drift into society, they have to just like work and everything. They have to just be someone else, and you know they got conditioned into just fuck it, like no one's here, or just like
Yeah.
so I think, but like when people are like we're small, everyone has their innocence. But as we get older,
Yeah,
you
no, that's
experience
actually
people,
true, to be
you
fair.
experience people, you work with other people, you got betrayed, you got heartbreak, and you say, I'm gonna never trust it. This world is full of bad
Yeah.
people. But it's sad, I would say.
Mm,
You know?
I know. Yeah, because I always think of like secondary school or like, I don't know, people gossiping and people lying. That's why I thought, oh, when they're older, they're not going to be like that. But sometimes I don't know, people mature and sometimes they just don't.
This is don't, yeah, sometimes. And it really sad to some people never mature and some people will never change, let's say.
I know. Do you think people can change that?
That's a really interesting question. What do you think?
For my own peace of mind, I hope they do. But I think certain people can't change. Certain people just become better at hiding it, or like better at becoming deceitful. And then some people maybe actually do change.
Yeah, I have struggled so much. I wish some people change, but I think you can't do that. It's just messing with your own head,
Yeah.
and they get better at hiding. That's also true. But that's the most saddest thing I know. When they just, I think it's not the problem that they don't change or it doesn't matter, but at least being honest with who you are, that's the only thing matters.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. You can control yourself.
You can never be perfect, everyone has a flaw, but the beautiful thing is that you are what you are, and you say that this is me. But just if you're hiding it something, I don't know, you're betraying yourself,
Exactly.
And
I don't know if you believe in like karma or anything, but I always feel like even if no one's watching you, like if you're a bad person, like maybe it will come back to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. It's like it's maybe karma thing, but it's just like if you are not honest with yourself, you will not feel peaceful with yourself. It will just burden you. But some people do is just like they will just put a mask or like pretend they're fine, everything is fine. They don't want to look at their bad things, or like not bad, but the things that the emotions, that's negative emotion, and then it's just kind of more messed it up. It doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
So just burying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do that because they're like scared to just let it all out and heal.
And it's becoming increasingly difficult as well, because it's not wrong that world is becoming more untrustworthy. It's not that there are people that will you can't trust, but
I just think stuff like cheating is becoming normalized so much. Like, that's, or like, I don't know, sometimes I think social media will put it in your brain like, oh, everyone cheats, like, don't trust them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I
Or like social media makes you expect things that you shouldn't expect, you know?
Yeah, I completely can resonate with that. Like social media has like so much now, like normalizes banalize everything. Weaponize. I think social media.
Yeah, I always find it with, it's always like, if you wanted to, you would, and stuff like that. Have you heard that saying? Like,
yeah, it's so funny.
and like for example, I have a boyfriend, but I'm not gonna expect him to buy me like 100's worth of things every Christmas, birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like on social media, it's always like, oh, like he only got you blah blah blah, and then you expect more, which is just stupid. Like,
I think social media is doing. I don't like social media because it's just completely weaponizing men and women against each other.
yeah, that's true.
And also I just don't really buy into that. Like we're just putting boxes and labels into men and red flag and all of those things. It's just like we're we have so many reasons to hate each other rather than understand each other.
I know, I always think that. Or like, I think with girls, it's always like, like what I just mentioned earlier, like
Yeah.
expectations of, oh, like he should provide, blah, blah, blah. But then with guys, I think sometimes because of like models and OnlyFans stuff like that, maybe they expect different things from women as well, now like beauty standards and all that. That's a
Yeah.
whole different conversation, but you know.
Yeah, it's just it may be like it's a result of social media. How is your relationship with social media?
I feel like it rots my brain. Like, I mean, that's why they call it brain rot, I guess. But I just don't want to be on it anymore because I always look at my screen time and I'm like, I could literally be doing something else with that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, for example, TikTok, I've told myself I'm only downloading it on the weekend or like one day a week because otherwise I won't get my uni work done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like if I'm at work.
So like now, how about Instagram? Like, do you use it?
That's the problem though. Now that I don't have TikTok, I kind of go on Instagram.
And you end up like wasting 2 hours and you don't even realize.
But it's not as bad as TikTok. TikTok, I just get sucked into it. Instagram is like I can get bored of it, you know?
Oh, you can get bored of it as well.
Yeah, because you know how there's the page where you can scroll.
Yeah.
Reels.
For
I
you.
don't. I'm not using that. I will only go on the explore page. You know where you can click the.
Oh, you
I
have
mean-
a little bit choice.
So
to
it's
just-
like, you know, I can pick something to watch, but I'm not watching it for 2 hours because I've got shit to do.
you have just a little bit control of what you
Yeah.
want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also the algorithm gets so good, and they just like they know your psychological point, and they just like right
It's
at that
almost
like
like they know, like
should-
what's happening in your life.
like
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of an example. You could be upset about something, and then you see on TikTok,
That
and it's like, wow, like you
yeah,
know,
it happens with every one of friends, and that's why like I also like really I just wanted to get out of social media, but it's really hard, you know. I wanted to make social media stop, but like social media is like so clever that if you're struggling with something and you're like a weak point, let's say your personality, you're hearing something, and that post will exactly target and then it just message with you.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
really, and I just don't want to use it.
It's kind of scary. Like,
It's really scary.
do you think our phones are listening to us?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe. Because I always think, you know, if you say like, "Hey Siri" into your phone, like,
Hey,
it can
Siri.
hear that, so surely it must be listening.
Yeah.
Or if you say, like, if you have an Alexa and you say, "Alexa," it can hear it, so surely it must be listening to other things. There's actually been research that it does listen to.
Yeah. But it's scary.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I just really wanted to just get off social media, delete everything. But like that is my also passion kind of way that I wanted
Well, I
to.
guess for you kind of need to have it if you're doing
And I
that.
don't like that. I don't want to do that. You know, I wanted to make like that kind of stuff. But if I am on social media, I just sucked into abyss. You know, we get into drift into the darkness of social media.
I do. Wait, let me see the time. I do need to go now.
Okay. It was lovely talking.
It was
to you.
nice talking to you as well.
Thank you
What
for
is
your-
your name, Eamon?
My boss,
Mine's Lena.
Lena. You're from Germany.
Yes.
How is it finding you here? How is it like it in the UK?
It's okay.
Okay.
Everyone always says, "Oh, the weather's shit," but it's the same in Germany, you know. It's
Mhm.
always like, you know, like summers are more warm, but winters are more cold. Same thing.
Yeah. I just gave up on like predicting weather and like looking at weather. I think it is what it is, you know. Just be with it rather than complaining. Oh my god, weather is so bad.
Yeah.
But how about people? Like, what's the difference between German people and British people?
I'd say like English people are more, I wouldn't say friendlier, but I think with English people, like people say hi to each other in the streets, people like talk to each other easier, like, because there's always a stereotype that German people are rude, but I feel like
Yeah, I
when
agree.
you're friends with German people, you're really close, whereas English people, they're like friendly to a lot of people. Do you understand what I
I
mean?
understand perfectly.
Like
yeah.
in Germany, it's you don't really talk to everyone you see, but it's like the people who do know you're really close with.
I have heard that stereotype as well, that German people are very rude. What do you think?
That
Yeah,
German people have what?
very rude.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that. But I don't
Yeah.
believe it, obviously. But
I
here,
can see why they think that. But I think English people are more. I don't know what the word is, but you know, if I say like, "Oh, how are you?" It's not. They don't actually care. It's just a conversation. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
very like it's all very
Surface
small.
level.
Yeah, surface level. That's the word that I mean.
So a lot of people who came here from Poland and everything, they told me that these people are just like surface level. They just
Yeah,
pretend
that's
they,
exactly why. I
like
think.
they're smiling like so,
Yeah.
like this. And I have noticed it as well. Do you feel that as well? Like they're just like good
Yeah,
with like
I agree.
surface level.
You never, you like. Sometimes I'll be asking something, "How are you?" and I mean it, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm good," because I think people are scared to like say they're bad because it just makes a bigger conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I'm asking my friends that, I genuinely want to know.
You know what happened with me? Like, I went to like this socialization in Gurgaon, and someone asked me, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm not good." And the conversation just
stopped.
dead.
Yeah, no.
Like I was honest, like you know, I just know I am okay. I was having a rough day, and I said I'm not very well, and they were like, I don't know how to
I know.
explore it, but it's
But yeah, because I guess it's like, oh, well, why are you having a rough day? And then you don't know whether you're sitting there for 5 minutes or half an hour.
Oh,
but
yeah.
at the same time, why ask it in the first place?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's very good.
Yeah.
It is very good. What's your okay? Before I let you go, tell me your 5 bucket list items.
What items or what
Bucket
do you mean?
list.
Oh,
you know
to
what-
do like.
Yeah, I want to stay with you.
I want to go traveling. I think that's very broad, but
That's very broad, obviously.
I want to go to. What's my bucket list? I want to go to like South Asia, South America,
So there you go. Okay, South America.
and then that's one bucket list item. What else? I would love to live in a country for a few months or something, like live abroad for a few months.
You are living abroad.
Yeah, but I've always lived in England, really.
Oh, you
Like, as in, like, I've always gone to school and then I've gone back and forth. So.
Okay, okay. You basically spend a lot of time in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I can't think of anything else. I'd love to have loads of money to just go on a massive shopping spree without thinking about it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, just one bucket list for 2026. If you want to
First of all, okay, this isn't really a bucket list item, but I want to understand statistics.
about what?
No, like psychology, my statistics, like art studio. That's a module in my
Okay.
because I don't understand it. But that's not bucket list. That's just something I want for 2026. And then secondly, I just want to travel. Like, yeah,
Just travel.
yeah.
And what's stopping you? You know what? Here's the thing. I'm sorry. I think you're also getting it, but I'm just wanting to give you that information. A lot of people have their bucket list that they want to travel, and when I asked them what's stopping you, they said, "Oh, money and work and everything." But obviously they said money. So what I did, I think you can do travel if you really wanted to. I did a challenge back in 2025, I guess. No, 2024, I think, which was I had only 1 rupee, like 1 penny, and I traveled across Pakistan with just 1 rupee
Yeah.
and making money out of it.
So how did you get there?
So that's the whole journey. I had a 1 rupee. There's a one guy filming my whole journey, like how I do, and we're posting every day how I'm gonna earning money and also going there, sleeping and everything. All the things also come from that profit of 1 rupee, and I did that in
That's
50.
crazy. You know, for me, it's not really money stopping me because every time I get a paycheck, every time I work, I only work part-time, but all that money I try and put it into savings. So like in my whole life, when I save money, I want to save for traveling. So it's not really money holding me back. At the moment, it's just uni because like if I want to go South Asia, you have to think about rain season and stuff like that. And I think the best time to go is April maybe, but I'm at uni, so
Which countries?
like Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam,
Okay.
stuff like that. That's what I mean. Like you have to pick the right time of the year to go.
No, you don't have to. You just
That's what's.
stop it. Yeah. Hopefully one day. we
Oh
make that
yeah.
happen.
I think after uni I'll go traveling more.
Yeah. Maybe. One day. What I thought that I wanted to also travel, but what I did is like UK is also a place. Okay. Especially the idea with traveling is already somewhere else. You know. UK is also a country. There's so many things. So what I did, I said, okay, I'm gonna run 1 mile in 20 cities in the UK. And we also talk to strangers in the city and make videos of it. You can travel, you can experience, and UK is also one different country. It's also a travel experience. So now it's become less of a traveling is out there, isn't it? You
I
can
see
maybe
what you mean.
on the weekends you can just explore. Have you explored? Oh, I'm taking some.
I do need
Yeah,
to go now.
you
but
need to go.
It was nice.
It's already
talking to you.
free.
I know.
Okay.
It's okay.
So what's your name, by the way?
Lena.
Lena. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for being courageous
It's okay.
today.
Are you gonna post this?
Yeah, I'm gonna post
Okay,
it.
where?
I'm gonna post it on YouTube. Do you want me to write my YouTube channel?
Do you have to post it on YouTube? I know that's
What
kind of
is
the aim, but like,
If you don't want to just, or
can
maybe
you not use it for your own media? I don't mind if you use it for your studying.
what if I blur you? Lower?
Okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, you can blame me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
If
You
you
have
don't
to-
want it to post,
You
I
have
would.
to promise you're gonna blame me.
Yeah, pinky
Okay.
promise.
Thank
If you don't want to post it, I don't.
No, you can post it. That's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you will be.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.